Hey friends, just a J here. Okay, as you can tell by my fancy thing here, today is reflect and reset. So let's go. I've already done mine because I wanted to be able to provide you with the video. Attached to this email is a new one of these. And also I'm going to include a bonus, which I'll explain in a minute. So first and foremost, you're going to take this. You don't have to print it out. I actually used this and then just wrote the answers in my journal versus dirtying up a new sheet every time. Do whatever you want. It's fine. Do it however you want. So I took this out. I got this. I lit my candle. I got my water and I have my fancies. And I had some music playing when I was doing my reflection. And also, as I stated before, some private space for you to be able to think clearly and really think about your week and how you did. So after you've done all of those things, we're taking this sheet and we're giving it honest. We're not bullshitting ourselves. An honest reflection on the last week. How did you do? How well did you do? What got in your way? What did you do well? List it all out, okay? I'm going to give you some of my reflections in order to maybe help in case you're having any issues with this. Or let's do another thing. Let's say you're having a hard time. I'm really having a hard time carving out 30 minutes on a Sunday to be able to do this because I have a lot of other things going on. Totally get it. But could you at least sit down and ask yourself these questions with 10 minutes, with 15 minutes? Or if you have a lot of goals, can we just look at one of them and maybe hone in on just one? I tracked 4 goals. Keeping consistent workouts while adding in stretching, finishing my yoga certification, this 90-day challenge, and changing my diet. So those are the ones that I worked out. So I'm going to focus... I'm going to focus on the one I had the hardest time with, which if you know me at all, you'll know this is not a surprise which one I had a hard time with. You probably already guessed it. So I'm going to do the one I had the hardest time with, and I'm going to show you the process that I went through for that one. I did it for all of them, but I'm just going to walk through the one. So diet. So my goal for my diet last week was to add 1 cup of vegetables for every dinner. And then I actually listed 3 different vegetables that I could try. And I went out and bought those vegetables on Sunday because that's my meal prep day. I went and bought those vegetables, so I had them. I was set up for success. I couldn't have been more set up. So here was my reflection. How am I doing on my goal? Did I achieve my goal? I only ate vegetables for dinner one day, just once. I had everything that I needed. I just forgot. What got in my way? In what ways could I have shown up better? Honest reflection, I was not feeling good again last week. I have like some gut stuff happening and annoying, but that genuinely got in my way. But also, because I'm not bullshitting myself, I also didn't even think about it. On Monday, Mike prepared dinner, so I didn't even think about it. It was like an on-the-fly situation. Tuesday, I was gone somewhere else. By the time I came home, it was late. I didn't think about it. Like the one night that I did think about it, it was wonderful. So that got in my way too, is I really didn't think about it. Do I need to make any adjustments to the goal? No, I don't need to make any adjustments. Eating 1 cup of vegetables a day is totally doable. I just need to make better systems. Next week, I will... And then this is where it says specifically what will you do to reach the goal or habit. So next week, I'm going to set the vegetable out before I leave for work. So in the mornings, I have a really good system in place for getting out the door. And I'm going to start setting a vegetable out. So for example, Mondays are my late day. I don't cook. Mike does. I'm going to set out a can of green beans. That way, when I come home, I see the green beans and I'm like, eat the vegetable. No matter what he cooked, eat the vegetable. So that's what I'm going to do this week. My affirmation for the week that I picked, for a host of other reasons besides even just this one goal that I'm working on, is I'm committed to my wellness and feeling better. Okay, so that's how you work down this sheet. Now, I told you there was a bonus in the email, which you may have already seen. And that bonus is this sheet that says ideas for positive affirmations. And it's a pretty lengthy sheet. I found when I was leading this group, I found people had a hard time coming up with a positive affirmation or trying to find different positive affirmations instead of just using the same one all the time. So this sheet is helpful. I pulled mine from this, truly. So like it gives you some other options so that you're not trying to think of one in addition to thinking of this. It's a very quick, I picked the one that stood out to me the most and I added a little bit of extra words to it because it just said well-being. But I also want to feel better. I'm tired of not feeling well. So I used my journal, which I hope you have by now. I used this sheet and I used this sheet to cheat for a positive affirmation. And also I set the vibe. My candle, my water, I played music. I'm in a comfortable space where I have some privacy to work. So I created a vibe and I got it done. So go take the time you need to really reflect on the last week. What was helpful to you? Like, what did you do well? Give yourself your pats on the back. What did you struggle with? And were there things you could have done differently? Because that's information, right? It doesn't mean we failed. It means, oh, I learned something about myself. For example, with my vegetables, even though they were in the house, I didn't even think about it because it's not a current habit that I have. So I didn't set myself up for success. Remember last week when I was talking about systems? We will always fall to the level of our systems, not the goal that I have in mind. I'm going to fall to the level of my system. My systems weren't in a good place last week to be successful with this goal. This coming week, I've got a new plan. So I'll let you know how it goes. I'll kind of stick with this goal because I do know this is the biggest challenge for me in order to master it. This is the hardest one for me. It's been the hardest one for years and years and years. So I'm hoping I can really master it. So, yeah, that's it. That's all. Stay tuned for tomorrow, in which I will provide you some education as promised. It will be on the habit loop. So see you tomorrow. Bye, friends.